The most important part of your day is the morning, and it's crucial that you don't screw it up. It's crucial that you have a good morning every single day. If you make one part of your day good, make it your morning. Why is that? Because the morning dictates your entire day. If you have a good morning, the rest of the day that follows is going to be good. Typically, usually that's what happens. If you have a shit morning, the rest of your day is going to be quite shit. And I really wanted to yap about this for a bit because I used to have a really strong morning routine. It was solid. Like, I'd get out of bed and I'd immediately meditate. Then I'd grab my journal and I'd do gratitude. And then I would have a cold shower. Then I'd read a page from Ryan Holiday's Daily Stoic, that book. And then I'd go and get myself ready for school and whatnot. But once I graduated school and I finished that whole thing, that morning routine started to slip off because I didn't really have school to go to anymore or any of that kind of stuff. And everything felt to shit from there. And that's when my eyes really opened as to how important having a good morning is in your life. What is it like? What do most people do when they wake up in the morning? They go on their phones and they scroll on fucking Instagram or whatever it is for a while. And just like that, like your whole day crashes and burns from there. And that is what my next point is. It's very hard to recover from a shit morning. If you screw up the morning, it's kind of hard to get productive from there. So the morning really does dictate your day. And there's this diagram from Atomic Habits, and this is every single choice that you make in a day, right? So your day starts and you make a good choice, that's a good day. You make a bad choice, it's a bad day. Then what? You have choices that you make throughout the day. And it kind of looks like this. Oh my god. So you have good choices at the top, bad choices at the bottom, right? Your best day is where you make, a good choice and then a good choice and then a good choice. But obviously sometimes, you might make a few good choices, then you make a bad choice, then you make a good choice, and then another good choice, and a bad choice, and a good choice. That's still a really, really good day. But if you screw up your morning and you make a bad choice, followed by a bad choice, followed by a bad choice, then maybe you lock in and you make a good choice. It's not really going to be that great. And it's always like this. If you can imagine that your day looks like this, and you lock down on the mornings and you make the good choices, you are most likely to keep that momentum going. If you can make good choices at the start of the day, you're likely to just get that momentum going through the entire day. You get that good upward trend the entire day. But if you make bad choices from the very beginning, your whole day is just going to go to shit. It's just going to be so bad. I don't know why this is. I don't know why it's so hard to recover from having a bad morning, but at least for myself, I found it's just impossible. It's so difficult to recover from having a really, really crap morning where you just start scrolling on the phone, or you start your morning by giving in to an urge to play video games, or you relapse, or you don't do anything good in the morning. You spend hours in your bed. It's really, really hard to recover from that. And I don't know what the science behind it is, or the terminology, but this is just the way it is. Whereas if you have a good morning, a really, really good morning, I wouldn't say it's hard to go to shit from a good morning. If you have a really good morning, you make a few great choices. It's still not that hard to make a bunch of bad choices in a row, because everything is very streaky. Everything kind of works like streaks. Oh, let's write that down. Right, everything works in streaks. Momentum is a huge thing. If you can string together a few good choices, right? You make a good choice after good choice after good choice. It's very easy to like keep that train going and to keep making good choices over and over and over and over and again. But if you like making good choices and then you make a bad one, it's kind of hard to go back to making a good choice. If you really lock in, you can save yourself there. But what tends to happen is when you make this bad choice, another one follows and another one follows and another one follows until you wake the fuck up and you break that chain and you start making good choices again. And it's always the little choices that matter during your day. This is exactly what I found. It's very easy when you're going up to like hit a roadblock, give into an urge, and everything crashes and burns and it just goes so bad. But I've always found it's less likely for this to happen when you don't screw up your morning and you start off your morning with a bunch of good habits. So it's important that we have a really, really strong morning routine that works for you, not, something that I will fucking do. It's got to be something that works for you, something that you like doing, habits that work for you. And what are these habits? I thought I'd do this Canva presentation just so I could write them all down for you so that you could see. We got meditation, fucking spelling mistakes, journaling. Oh my god. Far out. Okay. And then you got gratitude journaling too. You just got thinking. A lot of people, prayer is a great one for religious people. Talking to God, all that kind of stuff. Reading, the Bible or the Quran or whatever it is that your faith book is. Prayer is a great one. You also have cold showers. Just reading any book really, getting your eyes on a page. You'd probably want to have an educational book to spark ideas in yourself. That's always good. But things like this, these are the kind of things that you want to be doing in the morning. You're not restricted to only these. You can obviously add other things depending on what you like doing, what your hobbies are, and what you have to do during the day. Like you can have something like get ready for school or get ready for work, or you can train in the morning. That's another really good one. You can wake up and go straight to training. As a matter of fact, that's what I did this morning. The very first thing I did today is I got up and I got ready, got in my car, and I drove and I started to work out and train for my sport. And when you do these things in the morning and you have a really solid morning routine and you know exactly what you're going to do, like you can have it like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You can have it like, you can do it like this. Wake up to, okay, let's say we've woken up and the very first thing that we want to do in the morning is write in our journal. Not necessarily gratitude journaling, just brain dumping whatever's on your mind. You can write down, oh, you know what? You hype yourself up for the day. I'm going to have a good fucking day today. I'm going to do some good shit, right? And then journaling, then you can step outside and breathe. Step outside and just take some deep breaths, look around you, look at the nature and all that. Then you can return inside and meditate for a bit. Then you can do your gratitude journal, then cold shower, and then read something educational. That would be a very solid morning routine. If you do this from the moment that you wake up, oh my fucking god, the moment that you wake up, like the moment that your like eyes open in the day, the moment that your eyes open, you're straight to doing this stuff in that exact order. Bang, bang, boom, boom, bang, kaboom, jang. Right? If you do that immediately after waking up, your day is going to be incredible. I promise you, it's going to be an incredible day because everything works like, oh fuck, everything works like streaks. If you start making good choices from the very beginning of the day and you get in that streak of good choices, it's really, really easy to keep that going and to keep doing good things. Now, I've found at times you can have like a good choice streak going, but somewhere in the middle or something, you might hit like a roadblock and your brain sort of just like fucking fries itself. It might just implode or whatever. I don't know. Sometimes that happens where you have no ideas for something. Maybe you're at the part of the day where you need to use a bit of creativity and you just have nothing. And you're there, you're thinking, you're like, fuck, what do I do? Ah, shit. That's where I would say to just like stop and just meditate. Stop and just meditate for like 5 minutes. And then get straight back to it right after that. I've found if you've ever like trying to do something and shit just doesn't work out, just meditate for 5 minutes and then you can get back on the grind. And it's way easier once you've done that to keep that good choice streak going. Because the thing is when you stop to meditate for 5 minutes, that is a good choice. That is another good choice to add on to your streak. It's not a bad choice. If you make a bad choice, you choose not to meditate, you choose to scroll to rest and recover your brain, and the next thing you're scrolling for 3 fucking hours, and then you get an urge and you give into the urge and you've relapsed. You fucking relapsed again. You're playing video games, and no, the whole day has just gone to crap after that, and it's really hard to recover. You might have had a good start to the day, but then you're in bed and you're feeling like shit. You're like, oh man, I fucked that up real bad. All because you fumbled that choice to meditate for 5 minutes. So that's really important to remember. I've had times where I've had a really good start to the day and I kind of was trying to like write something down and my brain just wasn't writing, and I just grabbed my phone and I just went onto Instagram, and then before I knew it, like 5 hours had passed. I'm like, are you serious, cunt? What the fuck just happened there? That was horrible. It was a horrible day that day. All because like if I just stopped and meditated for 5 minutes, I reckon I would have been fine. Because I've done this a few times before and it works. But yeah, that's kind of how to keep that streak going. If you hit a roadblock, then you keep going. Everything is really streaky, I've noticed. And especially when you start with, a bad streak, it's really, really difficult to recover from that. It just is like, so try not to have a shit morning. Try erase this from your brain. Don't let shit mornings happen. Get the day off to a good start, because it really does. It really does dictate your whole day. It's so important. The morning is the most important part of the day, and I can't stress it enough. So build yourself some sort of morning routine using these habits, or you can add any others. Do something like this and just either keep it in your mind or write it down on a piece of paper and stick it on your wall, and literally religiously do that every single day. Every single day. Do this morning routine that you've made for yourself. And you notice that if you do this morning routine every single day and you have like some sort of an idea on what you're going to do for the rest of your day, and everything's like structured out and you know what you're doing, and there's like an objective, there's like thing after thing, which is why scheduling an entire day is fucking phenomenal, and something that you really should do is to schedule every single day of your life. But we're just talking about the mornings here, so that's why I'm mentioning a morning routine. And when you start your day with a good fucking morning routine that works for you, and you schedule everything, your day's going to be great. For the past like week, few days, I've really locked down my morning routine. And ever since, I've really fucking come hard on the mornings, and I've had really good mornings. I haven't screwed it up. Every single time, I've had a really good day, and I've been on an amazing streak, you know. And this isn't just like, you get your streaks of good choices during the day, but you can also get a streak of good days, and good weeks, and good months. Everything works in this kind of streaky way. It's really weird. And everything comes down to the individual choices that you make during your day. And you're going to slip up from time to time. It happens. But what's important is that when you're making good choices and you accidentally fumble, you opened Instagram Reels and you made a bad choice, everything, if you've got a really good thing going, it's pretty easy for you to just like snap out of it and go. One bad choice doesn't really have that much power on you. So if you make one bad choice, even if it's at the very beginning of the day, even if you make one bad choice, though it's hard, you can still go good choice, good choice, good choice, good choice right after that. You can still turn things around and do the right thing. So, yeah. That's all I got for you today. Don't screw up your mornings. They're very important. Make good choices at the beginning. Get yourself some sort of routine using these habits here that I listed out. It doesn't have to be these, but I highly recommend at the very least these three. At the very least, meditation and gratitude, because they are real game changers. And thinking is fucking phenomenal too. If you just like, because meditation is like when you're taking the thoughts out of your mind and you're just present, right? And you're just being present. That's why I have step outside and breathe and return inside and meditate. Because what I do is I step outside and, I take a big breath and I just look at the world around me. I've made a bunch of videos on this, a lot of shorts on this. And then I just think. I let my mind think. I don't try and take away the thoughts. I just let it do its thing for a bit, for like 10 minutes. And then I go inside and then I do the mindfulness meditation where whenever I get a thought, I just divert the attention back to the breath. Thinking is such a powerful tool. If you're not doing it in the morning, you should at least schedule some time in your day to just stare at a wall and think. And yeah. Oh yeah, one last thing. The morning starts from the day before. So get yourself a good sleep. Don't fuck around until 1 o'clock in the morning on your phone. If you're watching this at 1 a.m., you turn that shit off and you go to fucking bed right after this video. And keep your phone away from your bed. If you keep your phone away from your bed, it's so fucking easy to start the day off to a good choice. If you put that phone in another room, it's so easy to put your phone, to pick it up and put it in another room before the day even begins. Do this the night before. Get rid of your fucking phone. Get all this distraction shit, get it out of your room, and you'll find first thing in the morning, it's way, way easier to get a good streak going. The morning starts from the day before, okay? Commit to having a good morning. Tell yourself in bed, I'm going to fucking do this. And then watch yourself fucking do it in the morning. Alright? That's it. That's it for this one. If you like this kind of content, please fucking subscribe down below. Check out the links down below. One of them, it's got my paid stuff, and then you can also go and support me on Patreon if you want to give me money for nothing in return. It's like $3 or something. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for giving the time here. I'm really happy that you chose to spend your 20 minutes here with me. And yeah, leave a comment, supportive comment, sure, do that. And yeah, I'm just waiting for this to get to 20 minutes. I don't fucking know why. It'll just look cool. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy and have a good bloody morning.